Okay, in this video I have a National Panasonic model R-5010B. And this is another one of these proto-boombox things. You wouldn't know it looking at it. That's the R-5010B on that side. Speaker system and AC adapter for R-5051. So this will be a 1970s era unit. You can see our tape controls. We've got a volume control. Something opens here. Batteries. 5-band 22 transistors. This one, oh yeah, we've got medium wave, short wave 1 and 2. So this is more like a proper boombox. External speaker, DC in 9 volts. Mic right and left with remote. Oh, we've got a phono input. ACL battery. Antenna, earth for the radio. So this is a little bit better than the Sony one I looked at. Antenna there. And that says open. So it's kind of a briefcase style, I guess, is what you would call these things. I think that's what they used to refer to them as. Oh yeah, she's a bit better than I remember. It's been a while since I got this thing. So cassette door, stereo cassette, medium wave, short wave, band switches, tone, balance, etc. AC, DC, what have we got here? Cigarette. Ashtray, not quite it. I wonder if that's another cassette storage thing. Oh yeah, they probably, I wonder if they sit down like that maybe. Yeah, maybe you can store a few tapes in there. I don't think they go the other way, do they? Nope. AC battery. It's actually have a hole down in there. It does, so you can actually put more stuff down in there. I get a feeling there's actually a manual for this thing somewhere. Oh, that's just a latch to attach to the other half. Did I look in that one? I think I did. I looked in the other. There's the batteries on both sides. Or was that the one I looked at before? I can't remember which side I looked at. I would have thought the batteries go on this side. Yeah, I believe there is a book for this somewhere. God knows where I put that now. Similar to the old National Radio I looked at before, with the same sort of style knobs and stuff. So sometime in the 70s, I guess. What do we got here? Mains cord. And I guess that's maybe our speaker or something. Oh, that's that power speaker connector was on the back of this one. Yeah, left speaker. Oh, get it the right way around. So I've got an internal speaker on each one. You can see it just about make it out there. I think it's an oval one on this one. And yeah, an oval one in the same spot on the other by the look of it. Dodgy American plug still. I mean, I guess it's also a Japanese plug since I use them. Let's get rid of that. And we've got National moulded in it, but these certainly wouldn't pass safety anymore. 6 amp, 250 volts, so it is rated for the right voltage, but people had just bent them to fit the Australian sockets. And like I said on that Sanya one, pretty dodgy, because as you're putting this in, you can easily put your finger on there and potentially touch the mains as it contacts the things in the power point. It has very little around it. Tiny little plug. I don't know how they were safe in America, even these things. But I guess back in the 70s, it was probably fine. So I would recommend getting rid of that, unless you're just going to keep it as a display piece, which is probably all I'm going to do with it. But if you're going to use it, chop that off and put a figure 8 proper power plug on there. Let's hook this thing up and see if it actually does anything. Because yeah, that's very hard to push that deep enough into the power point to cover the pins up. I can hear some sound. Where are we? Balance, tone, yeah, volume's up a fair way. We're on tape. Oh, I hear radio. Oh, that's gone up. Something's dodgy. Volume's dodgy, I think. Ooh. No, switch is dodgy. Oh, these are kind of cool. It turns the actual, not the marker piece, but the dial behind it. It's kind of different.
out the two brothers applied to join the army together after high school.
The attending was...
Yep. Like most of these nationals, it picks up really well.
Side. So I think from memory, he failed the sight test.
Ron, though, would look out for Gareth where he could. One interesting example was when he got a call from Gareth, when Gareth was a little...
Now, Mr. Speaker, the reason that the Treasurer is losing his cool again, just like he did when the good inflation numbers came out, is...
Possibly picking up mainland stations during the day. Like, this is the best AM I think I've ever tried in here. New South Wales something.
Direct answer. I don't potentially sign on behalf of his son. That's right.
Yep. So we need to clean a few things. I guess we should try the shortwave band, see if at least do something. Sounds like they're at least working. Well, that one is, that one not so much. That one's dead. Oh, there it is. Sort of. Now, does the tape do anything? Cassette up. Cassette up, that's a new one, so let's eject. Look at it. Oh, sounds interesting. It's running though. And plenty of torque there. Is that the pinch roller making that noise? Certainly a bit noisy, but well, given it's probably not been used in a long time. Rewind, yeah, I was a bit reluctant to get going. These are generally not nice mechanisms to work on. I do have an old mono one somewhere that I started on, and I think I found the pinch roller with a shot in it. And I never got any further with that video, but... Nearly did it. Oh well. Does sound a bit like a pinch roller problem, but not sure about that. Oh, it must be record level maybe. There's another screw at the top. Is that it? Feels like something. Oh no, that's it. So there's some batteries there. Man, this thing's got a chassis and a half in it. Bet they've made it so you can't just disconnect that. It looks like you can unscrew the battery box. We've got blue and red there in an obvious way. I think I might unsolder that. Probably going to be a pain to unsolder. Let's just snip the things off. Lots of nice blue Matsushita capacitors. Often those are starting to go in these things. or at least in some of the equipment of this age. Big record playback switch, massive big metal coated one. So I need to clean a few of these. Is that the radio band switch thing? It's got I see it's got two slider switches that activates through a kind of cam type device, which is the selector part. Well, that's certainly different. I've got a few double pots in here. Well, I guess it is stereo, though they must be part of the tape deck because the radio wouldn't use anything stereo. We've got a dual switch pot there. So volume, tone and balance, yeah, they're all stereo. And here's our tape deck. The belt's not looking very good. That might be slipping is probably what's making that noise. Let's plug the power back in. Shush. Okay, let's see what the tape does. Now I can actually observe it. It doesn't take much to stop the capstan seems to be keeping going. Is that meant to turn? Oh yeah, it might be. Oh no, it's running off a different reel there. So I can see this red wheel here is slipping. It's running and then not running. The tape should be coming through on the capstan. It's just varying quite a lot in speed on that take-up reel, because if the capstan's running fine, so I still suspect it's something to do with the pinch roller not sitting on right or something. Because if the pinch roller's working fine but the reel's dodgy, then it'll sound fine but it'll be chewing the hell out of the tape. If the tape speed's varying, it's got to be the something to do with the capstan. So it can be that the pinch roller's not pressing against it properly. The fact we can see the capstan spinning happily would suggest it's something like that. Now, if that belt was a bit more slippy, you would see the capstan. I mean, it's possible there's a slight variation there that we're not really seeing. So a new belt could be the first thing to try. Let's give all these controls a clean as well. We've got to do 2 layers. Volume. Don't normally need to clean the actual switch contacts, just the pots. And then these switches we can, I guess, basically just get in the end and squirt it until it comes out the other end kind of thing. It's really the bottom part you want, because that's where the circuit board sits, or it's like circuit board material with all the contacts on it. Often they got holes in the side you can squirt in as well, or you can go through the top, but then you risk washing all the lubricant and stuff out. I might get start at the other end as well and run it downhill. And where are we? Yeah, that's running out the bottom. At least this stuff evaporates pretty quick. And unfortunately we're going to have to take the tape deck out, I think. What on earth is this thing? That's the fine tuning or something? No, that's the actual... That's the tuning... Oh, it's the tuning capacitors mounted right there. Oh, that's weird. Wasn't expecting that, but I guess why not? That's probably why they did it that way. So you're actually viewing the spindle bit on the tuning cap itself. They just put all the markings on that, and they've got another one that runs off it as well for another bit of the dial cord. And you're actually viewing that through a window. So that saves a whole lot of extra pieces, I guess. You don't need a tuning dial, you just simply put the bit on the tuning cap that would normally have the dial cord wrapped around it and put some numbers on it, so that's quite clever. Okay, so that's our belt there. That might be what's slipping. It's not that bad, but it's a little bit dodgy, but I can't really see the capstan slowing down, but it must be slowing down. If the tape's slowing down, because if it was a real issue, we'd be chewing the tape, so something's out there. There's another little, I guess, real... that bit moves. Real belt there. That's fast forward. Yeah, so that's maybe the fast forward rewind idler swings across between the two reels. Play, the whole thing moves, but probably out of the way. Yeah, it's out of the way. It's not touching anything. And that might be another idler there. Might be our play idler. Just set up. I've got to stop first. These are prior to when they had the stop eject on the one button. Yeah, there's a little gold play idler over here, little brass thing. And yeah, fast forward rewind in the middle. I press play, yeah, that's going on to the take up reel. The other one's out of the way. Fast forward, it comes across to the take up reel and rewind. Yeah, there's a big silver piece in the middle on the end of this thing, another aluminium piece. So that gives us an idea. Now, can we just get this belt out without taking the whole thing apart? Well, it's got one of these plastic things. It may well... Yeah, there's a pin coming up. Goes up into there. I don't think we can really... Yeah, I don't think it's worth the risk of trying to... You might be able to get them out. The other belt should just come off, I think. That's no problem. This one will come off at the top end. But we've got to get it out from under this bracket, which we can get it, under that bit now. But getting it off this, there's a pin sticking up there. So what do we have to do to get this thing out? A lot of these are not the easiest things to work on. Looks like we've got 2 screws there, are probably part of it. Hopefully the mech comes out fairly easily. Oh yeah, I can see one there. Probably another one. Oh, yeah, there it is. Hiding behind stuff there. Oh, something's coming loose. But we're not getting... Oh, okay. So we've got wires here. I think we'll have to unsolder those. They've probably got enough length. I mean, that should be enough height probably to actually just change the belts if that's all you had to do. Maybe that's why they do it like that, so you can just get that much out. Take that bracket off. Okay, so long belts are 72. Short belt, yeah, hard to say whether it's a 19 or a 22. 19 looks a little small. 22 is about the same, if not slightly bigger. So maybe that was a 19 originally. Yes, a 72 and 19, I think. Yeah, that doesn't feel the best. So we might want to put, I'm going to get that off it. Doesn't turn the freest. So I think we'll lubricate the capstan. Now, that's going to have plastic bits on the front. I think I'm going to have to unsolder those. I might just have to mark them hopefully they'll stay in about the position they're in anyway. So if we leave the two earths joined on these other two, they should stay pretty well together. Let's see if I can get them to stick together. Yeah, they shouldn't really go anywhere. So blue on the back with white there, earth in the middle of the other ones, light, small grey at the front. Oh, door's already ejected, so that's good. It probably doesn't need to be ejected on this one. No real date on there. We've got 70 something on there. Could it be a 1970s mech? I don't know. Be close. Find the right key. Yeah, got a couple of plastic things there, though it looks like it's got this bit in the way. That should just slide up. Yeah, so that's going to hit this. Have to take that clip off then. Where's that circlip? I think they've both got to slide up together. There is a spring here which goes through a hole there. Oh, you can see it on the other side of a pin or something there, so it goes around and back up this side. Just make sure know where that goes. Oh, actually, oh, we can get that out from under it. Good. Put this other idler in the way a bit. Which one's play? That one. Maybe if we press play we can get that out of the way a bit. So that just press stop. Which one's eject? That one. Oh yeah, we can press play with the door open. Good. We need to, oh yeah, it's nearly about to fall off. Grab the plastic bits off the end of that. Or plastic bit. Sometimes there's a washer, sometimes there's not. Whoops, I just dropped the spring. Should have thought of that. So let's give that a light oil. Let's put some oil on a cotton bud. I think they'll have that. Where's that bracket gone? Might even, I don't think they normally even grease them, but I might just put a little coating of oil in that bit because that'll sit on the end of the capstan here. And I think the rest of this doesn't look too bad. Probably should clean this while we can get to it, because that's our rewind fast forward idler. Bit of black stuff coming off it even though it's red in colour. And clean all these belt bits out. Yeah, a bit hard to get to the caps, the motor pulley. That one definitely wants a clean. It does that. Oh, it spins beautifully. We'll give that other end a clean because that goes against the idler at the other end. Looks pretty good. So we need to get the capstan part way back in. Let's, are we hitting on something? Of course we're in place, so the pinch roller's in the way. But yeah, as soon as we get out of play, that comes into play. Yeah, it spins beautifully now. We've got to get, yeah, that's going to be a pain. Yeah, it's going underneath it. Let's, which one's play? That one, I think. Second from record. I'll press that in to get that idler out of the way. Oh, we've got to put spring back on with a bent over end on this side, but not in the hole. We want that other piece coming towards me, because that, oh yeah, there's the plastic pin that pushes on the spring, or the spring pushes on it, I guess. And we're going to get this other pin down the hole. The gold pin has to go down the hole, the brass one. And we've sort of got to have the capstan in between the lever and this pulley and slide them down together. Is that going to go? I think that's it. So we've got to then bring this spring around. It should catch on that, yeah, that lever or little pin. And place it in the hole there. We'll put the circlip on so that can't drop out. So that's in place, it's sprung. And we better put the plastic bit back on the end of the capstan. Let's get it back out of play because now the pinch roll is against it. Push that home. And I better give everything a clean while I'm in here. Let's put all the fiddly bits back together first. Now, belt, or 2 belts. Let's see if that one is the right size. Yeah, it feels about right. Some are almost in between those two sizes, but anyway, a 20 or something would be ideal. Is that everything? Oh, besides the bracket. So it looks like one shorter screw and 2 longer ones. So I assume the shorter one goes in the spot where there's only one of them. And this looks, yeah, it's adjustable, I think. But I can see where the washer marks. The washer's a bit in before, so I'll go for about that spot, I think. Not sure what that's really meant to adjust. Maybe how much play is in the capstan or something. Give it a little bit of, I guess, up-down movement. Doesn't really have any. But I guess you don't want it pushing too hard down. Lift that up a little bit maybe, I don't know. And now tighten that off. Only problem is we can't really test this. I guess we could hook up a power supply. Now let's play. That doesn't seem to do anything. Which one's which? I think, oh wait, that's record, sorry, that's fast forward or rewind. Yeah, that moves it across onto that reel. That's rewind, seems to push it to the other reel and lift it a bit. So that should be working, I think, and that's play there. Heads are up, capstan's engaged. And yeah, this will be the part running the reel. Reel's turning. Stop. Oh, yeah. So this rewind stuff, it doesn't look like this. Pretty basic mech, so it just swings a piece across while look at it. There's no clicking, no locking in position. But we should be able to see, yeah, oh, I'm turning it the wrong way probably. That must be rewind, and no, wait up. And that one. Yeah, fast forward. that's running. Does this have a... It's pushing something up in there. It might have a couple of brakes or something. Oh yeah, they're pretty solid. That one could almost do with a bit of a lube. Yes, there is a brake mechanism that presses on the top of the reels, or the idler tyres for the reels, and when you're going to fast forward and rewind it lifts that up as well, but it looks like there's no latching. I better give this thing a better clean while I can get to it. Race head. The audio head, better clean any oil off that capstan. At least it cleaned some of the dirt off it that was on there before. Just sliding it in and out tends to scrape a bit of stuff off. There was some hair or something on it. And actually that pinch roller, yeah, that's quite stiff. That might be why we had speed issues. Get these circlip off there. And I think we've got a plastic washer. And then I think we've got another plastic washer. Is that another one? Or just the pinch roller itself? So I can do the same thing there. Where did I put my oily cotton bud? A little coat of oil. And a good chance to give this thing a clean. Oh, we got it out. And it does have some... I don't know, when it's shining you can sort of see a little bit of grooves in it maybe. It's not bad though. Yeah, it's only why it's shiny. Maybe it's got the slightest little... Sometimes I get little grooves and stuff in them, but anyway. Doesn't fly along, but that's nice and loose. So that was probably what was causing the issue between a bad belt and a stiff pinch roller with a lot of force required to move it. And I guess we'll find out if the motor's any good after that, but at least that should get rid of the worst of the issues. And hopefully the wow as well, which it's bound to have. So clean all that. Check the mech probably works. Let's shove it back in and fingers crossed it should run. Well, that's a lot easier than some of these old Nationals. They can be quite difficult to fix some of their little old tape decks. So that's looking good. That wiring I think just roughly sat there. We've got to solder those ones on. This tag strip. Two of those in the middle. So it didn't harden up quick enough. Okay, let's see what she does. Of course that doesn't lock. Fast forward, rewind. Bit wowie. Yeah, not great sounding, but not too bad. And fairly loud for an old grandma boombox. That's where that came from. But I think that's probably as good as I'm going to get it without putting a new motor in it or disassembling that one and going over it. And better check the radio still works, I guess.
Anti-vax sort of lockdown fatigue story.
Should really check the record, I guess, but I'm not sure I'm too fussed about that. I might just make sure we're still oh, there's the lever there, activating the switch, although we're going to have to put something in there to do it. Guess we can record a bit of radio on there.
What could this new Hun Parliament look like?
Scenarios for Hun Parliament. The best one, the dream
Got a record level indicator.
in power. The dream one is that the
Don't think you can adjust it though.
Have enough numbers collectively to be able to force whoever in power
Yeah,
to
there
go
goes
to
the
the next one to
switch.
do big things. Scenarios for Hun Parliament. The best one, the dream one, is, and it doesn't matter who's in power, the dream one is that the deals and regional independence between them have enough numbers collectively to be able to force whoever in
Well, that basically worked. So a bit of a strange old unit. Unfortunately, those things look like they've yellowed a bit. So I guess possibly they're probably stuck under the aluminium. I don't know if you can get them out and retro bright them or anything. Probably not easily. But it's quite a decent amplifier on the thing, if nothing else. And it's got some sort of clipping. Oh, that's oh, here we are, a couple of hooks coming out. So that's what holds it together. Nice simple design. Is that it? It's just two hooks there, it doesn't seem enough. The bottom should have something. Sure, is that it? Maybe it just hooks there sort of thing, and then you just lift your handle up and off you go. And of course you've got to wrap these cords up and stick them in their little box. Oh, so this is not an actual, I was going to say sure it wouldn't be a second battery, but it's just for the cords. So simply just wrap your cords up and put in there. So they've used basically a similar moulding, but instead of batteries it's for cords. I don't think it would need that many batteries, it'd need two boxes, but you never know with these things. Yeah, it doesn't really want to go in there, there's quite a lot of cord there to shove away. Serial number, made in Japan. And oh, you can actually put this in with the, of course, the cords coming out. We've got a voltage selector on 220 to 250. 9 volts, 500 milliamps. Speaker impedance 8 ohms, input 2.5 watts. You can go anywhere from 90 to 110 up to 220 to 250, 10 watts. Combination model, Matsushita Electric Industrial Co. Limited. And it's, yeah, quite a bulky, reasonably heavy unit. Very bland looking on the outside. Looks more like a projector or something. But at least no one's going to nick it, I guess, because why would you want whatever this is? I didn't even check the cassette record level. Must have been set to a good level because it came out about right. Yeah, not a very nice handle to hold, really. But this was more for get from the car to some place or out of the teacher's storeroom and into the classroom for the kids to listen to or something. So that's more what they're designed for, although it does have a radio, so it wasn't just a cassette only type audio playback device. Did actually have a radio, so it could be used maybe as some sort of home stereo system or the like. And I guess this one can probably be ran while it's closed as well, because as long as you pull those cords out and plug one into the other half and the other one into the power point, it wouldn't sound very good, but you'd get some sound out of it. But anyway, at least that wasn't too hard one to work on. That was a couple of belts and yeah, lubricate the pinch roller. That was the main issues with it. And yeah, surprisingly all the rubber bits are in reasonable condition. One of the idlers is not 100%, but seems to run alright with the tape in there, so that's all that matters. But at least it didn't cost much. I think I only paid $10 or something for this one, so it's not like it's expensive, and they're just a bit of an interesting change from the usual boom boxes, which are largely the same. You sort of got your 80s style, 90s style, 70s ones. I'd actually prefer to probably buy one of these than one of the actual proper boom boxes, because they're generally so much trouble to get going. And they don't look much better than these things anyway. But that should get that one all going, so thanks for watching.